Man, the housing market is just terrible. I mean, how could someone possibly find a good deal in this market? Well, I have good news for you. It's not as hard as you think. And you, yes, you, have been shopping wrong this whole time. Let me explain. On Zillow, what most people do is scroll homes every single day looking for the brand new homes that just hit the market. Because it's exciting, right? I mean, oh my gosh, look at this brand new home that just hit the market. It has such pretty pictures. It looks like a good value. This house is listed at $225, but it looks like it could be closer to like a $250K house. So let's go over some examples. But before we do, if you're a first-time home buyer and you don't really know where to start, check out my free guide. It's called Zach's 10 Steps to Home Ownership. Like I said, it's completely free, and all you have to do is click the link in the description and write 10 steps in the message box to receive your free guide. It's time to head to the greatest place in the world, Zillow. So I want to show you some examples of homes that I think that a lot of people would typically clamor for. They would go right for these homes. So right off the bat, this home is $225K in Beach Lake, PA. And this is a pretty good deal. I mean, this is a home that looks like it's in pretty good shape. It has a fireplace. They have great pictures here. You know, the kitchen looks great. So there's not a lot to hate about this specific home, and really getting anything that's livable and in good condition for, you know, close to 200K right now is kind of a win. And if you've heard of getting ratioed on Twitter, one good way to find out if a home is going to be competitive right off the bat before you even call your agent is to look at the ratio here. We've been 3 days on Zillow, 1,000 views, and 100 people saved this to, you know, their saves. So what that tells me off the bat is that while this home is $225, and while it looks like a good deal, because it is listed as a good deal, that also is something that everyone else in the area has realized. And so those 99 people are probably going to show up, probably going to check out the house, and maybe 5 to 10 of them are going to write offers. And the reason for that is this home is listed at a good price. You know, there's great pictures. The list agent clearly knows what he's doing. And so there's a lot to like about this house, right? But here's the problem with the situation, okay? Because this house is listed so well, there's going to be so many people that show up to this house, and this house is not going to sell for $225. It'll probably sell for $235, maybe $240, maybe even pushing toward $250. And the price is not the only concern here. So it'll go under contract for $240. So you're already paying more than the list price. But also, you're probably not going to be able to get any contingencies. You probably won't be able to get it inspected. You may have to write something with your appraisal where you'll cover a difference between the appraised value and the purchase price that you initially agreed on. They're probably not going to be willing to make any repairs. They might not include, you know, the fridge, you know, things like that too. And so on paper, this is a good deal. Right? This is at least a pretty fair deal in today's market. But what you don't realize is every time you see a good deal like this on Zillow, so does everybody else. So let's check out another example. So here's one in Toby something. It's listed at $229,900, 3-bed, 1,300 square feet. And this is another one with a really healthy Zillow ratio of 3 days on Zillow, 855 views, 88 saves. And these pictures look great. I mean, first of all, they got in, is that old school Netflix right there? What's going on there? But these pictures are doing it justice. I mean, the kitchen looks fantastic. There's really not a lot to disparage this property on. We got a gamer room here under the bunk bed. So yeah, a lot to like here on this property. And this property will most likely sell pretty fast as well. And for the same reasons I outlined before, I mean, this seems like a good value. Getting anything that you can actually live in around 200K or more right now is pretty good in this market. 1,300 square feet, built in 1988. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot to hate about this property at first glance. But again, the real thing I'm trying to outline here is when you see these good properties with good pictures, you know, well maintained, with a lot of saves in a short amount of time, these are the ones that everybody just saw on their phone and everyone's going to see that night. So how do we combat this problem? What is something that we can do rather than going to see everything that's quote unquote a good deal that's actually going to go for over asking price where you have no negotiating power? Because really, when you're looking for a good deal, you want negotiating power. You want to be able to say, hey, I want it for under asking price. I want to be able to get it inspected. I want my appraisal to matter. So how can you get a property in those conditions in this market? So here's how, okay? Rather than looking at the newest properties, we want to see some of the older properties. You know what you can do is go on Zillow. You can sort by newest still, and then just go to like page 7. And what you'll start to see is all of these homes with price cuts. Price cut 10,000, 7,000, price cut 10,000, price cut 3,500, price cut 8,400, price cut 17,000. And what you'll also notice about a lot of these homes is that the pictures are not, that professional grade quality that you love to see on Zillow. Maybe, someone took these pictures on their iPhone. And these homes have just been sitting for a month, 2 months, 3 months. And so maybe you can find a home that's been up for a month or 2 months. Because think about it from a seller's perspective, okay? When you think about it from a seller's perspective, they've been trying to sell their home for a month, 2 months, 3 months. They've had a firm price for about that long. Maybe it's $250K, for instance, right? If you were to go to that house and they haven't had a bite after 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, they're still looking for a buyer. What you might be able to do is say, hey, Mr. Seller, I'll give you your $250K, but I want some seller's assistance toward my closing cost. Or I want my inspection to matter. I want my appraisal to matter. Or maybe you ask for a discount too. Maybe you say, you know what? I want $240 plus an inspection plus, my seller's assistance toward my closing cost. Because what you start to do when you look at some of these homes that have been on market for a while, that might have some ugly pictures, that might have already been price cut, is you start to give yourself that wonderful thing we call leverage. These sellers don't have 10 offers to work with. They don't have any. And so yes, really what we're looking for here is a diamond in the rough. And fun fact for you, I know that some of these pictures are going to look kind of ugly, but I don't know if you knew this, the pictures aren't what it looks like in real life. Just like when you show up at a house and the pictures on Zillow made it look fantastic, and then you got there and, it was put together with Elmer's glue. Sometimes you find the reverse of that, where the pictures look, not flattering to the home, and you get there and the home is great. I had a deal recently where my buyers got seller's assistance. They got a $40,000 cut off of the original asking price because of their appraisal. And the home's pictures look kind of gnarly, but when you got there, the home was in pretty good shape. Let's look at just one property here, $180,000 in this market, okay, in Dallas, PA. I know it's a small little place. But it's, it's 1,000 square feet, it's livable, and it has a price cut already, so you can probably get this for even cheaper than $180,000. These pictures aren't professional grade quality by any means, but when you look at it, was it really that bad? Is it? It looks like some hardwood floors in there, some pretty basic walls, and like I said, this is the type of home. All these homes on page 7, 8 of Zillow are the ones where you're going to have leverage. You're going to have your pick of the litter rather than, trying desperately to get the brand new home that just went live today. So try it out a little bit. Try looking at some of these homes, and if you really want to work with me and you want to find a diamond in the rough home and get seller's assistance toward your closing cost and not have to put, $50,000 toward closing, maybe you only have $10K. We can work with that. I've helped people buy homes for less than $5,000 this year. So let's find a diamond in the rough. All right, guys, I'll see you later.